Hello, everyone. Good morning, and you are warmly welcome to today's session. My name is Samuel Anim, and I'm going to lead you through cloud digital management and collaborative tools. The focus, who is Samuel? So Samuel is a business data analytics with over a decade experience in training and capacity building. Samuel has extensive experience in digital transformation and helping organizations and individuals to improve their productivity by taking advantage of digital platforms that we have. And this morning, I am so happy and privileged to share with you some of my thoughts on this digital platform and how we can actually use it to improve our productivity and increase our profitability in any business we do. If you are a job seeker, if you are also looking at optimizing your productivity, you will learn some few tips and tricks that will help you to become better as far as the digital landscape is concerned. So stick with me as we go through this presentation shortly. Today's agenda, we are just looking at the overview of the training. We will look at why this session actually matters. We will also look at some objectives of the session. And then we would come and concentrate on what are the collaborative tools we have, the features of these collaborative tools and the categories of them that are on the market. Hello? Hello?
Yeah,
Can you hear me?
You've not shared your screen. You've not shared your screen.
Sorry, I shared the screen. Can you see the screen now?
No.
Okay, so you can see it now.
Yes.
So I'm going to show slideshow, then you let me know whether you can see it or not. When I do this, do you see it?
Yes.
Okay. So like I was saying, we are looking at the session's overview. We are looking at why this session actually matters. We look at some few objectives for the session, and then we will look at some collaborative that will have the overview of them. What are some of these tools, the popular features it has, the categories of these collaborative tools that are available. Then we'll also look at some of the cloud data management platforms that we have specifically for organizations and how they can take advantage of it to scale up their operations. So we'll look at what are some of these data management tools, the type that we have available, and then the importance of actually of these collaborative data management tools to teams' productivity. So how do we increase teams' productivity by taking advantage of these cloud data management tools? Then we will also be looking at some key collaborative tools that we can take advantage of. I will share with you the reasons why we actually selected these tools, and we're going to discuss Dropbox Paper, amazing tool for collaboration. We will look at OneDrive platform for collaboration, and then we will look at the Google Drive platform for collaboration. Then, of course, we will look at some of the takeaways as we're going to move from this training. What is the next step? What should we do? So let's quickly zoom into action. Then we look at. So I want to ask a question that how many of you have faced challenges accessing important documents whilst working remotely or collaborating on a project in real times? How many of you? Oftentimes, most of us find it difficult to share information or even look for our own personal information, then we cannot find it. Documents that is much more important to us, we can't find it. Sometimes we store them on a hard drive, it is crashed. We store them on external drive, it's not working. We store them on pen drives, we cannot retrieve them. There are and papers that are missing and we can't find it. Lives become very difficult. Life becomes very unbearable when these documents cannot be retrieved for easy assessment. And that is why it is important for us to understand how the cloud-based collaboration tools actually would enhance our productivity at work. And we want to solve all these problems by looking at them. So we over the past years, COVID has taught us, especially from the pandemic, we realized that COVID taught us a lot of lessons that we can be working from wherever we are, in our homes, in places we can travel, take vacation, and still contribute to teams' productivity in the office and all that. But the question we ask is, how do we do these things? How do we go about it unless we take advantage of these collaborative tools to actually achieve this objective? So once we begin to work collaboratively, using digital platforms, we realize that we would have opportunity to take care of other stuff. We have opportunity to free ourselves from unwanted traffics in our capital cities. We will take advantage of increasing productivity without giving excuses, because once you sit down and open your machine, your phone, your laptop, your desktop, whatever you are contributing to teams' productivity. So the objective for this session is actually to understand the role of cloud data management in improving our team's efficiency. If we say we want to adapt cloud management systems, how would it impact on the efficiency of the activities we're doing? We'd also learn to discover some key collaborative tools that enhances productivity. So we'll learn some of these basic tools briefly. Then we also learn how to effectively integrate these tools into our daily workflows. If we have these tools, I move away with my phone in my hand and then my laptop and my desktop. How do I integrate all these platforms so that wherever I am, I can still be able to contribute to whatever project we're working on it as a team? Then we also equipped ourselves with some practical tips to secure data and streamline team's effort. So this is going to be our objective for this morning session. So quickly, let's zoom into it. The question is, what are collaborative tools? We've mentioned a lot of collaboration. What are these tools about? Now, we say collaborative tools, they are digital platforms that actually enables teams to work together effectively, irrespective of where they are. They don't need to convey at one place. They don't need to be together physically, but they can still work together by sharing information, managing projects, communicating with each other effectively, and completing tasks in a real time. So once we talk about collaboration tool, we are mentioning a digital platform that brings to work on a task, to complete a task, or even to share information and share files as well. So this is what collaborative tools is about, and it has the capacity to increase our productivity. What are why it matters? It enhances communication between two team members, regardless of their location. Let's just assume that there are some documents that we have to work on it, and I have moved away from office, and the document is just lying on my desktop without any collaboration, and my boss has called me that they need the documents. And maybe where I am, it will take me like 2-3 days to get back to the office. It means that the activity they need that document for cannot hold, and they cannot work. We cannot communicate. So if I have stored or saved all these documents on my cloud base, it means that once they call for me, I can share with them, and both of us can collaborate, communicate effectively on the same platform, irrespective of where we are on this surface. Then it also streamlines project management and tackle and trackings. Once we are all sharing same document within a working space, and we are all having access to edit this document, review this document, and comment on it, members are able to work on projects effectively. Members are able to gather all the information they need on one project. We don't need to be sending emails across board so that people can miss versions of document, miss versions of project, and people cannot receive it. We are all working on one space. I have the opportunity to see the changes other person is seeing and all that. And then we are also able to track changes as well. So it also allows real-time sharing and editing of documents. Whatever we are all working on within the workspace is real-time, and any changes that I do from my end You see it from your end without any delay. It's real time and actually reduces error and duplications. People will see what others are doing and assign tasks to each team member so that we do not duplicate the activity that we are doing. Some key features of it is that, like I said, it provides real-time collaborations. It also offers file sharing and document collaboration. We can share files, we can share documents from any parts that we can find ourselves. It also have a project management, a project and task management ability, so you can streamline them and all that. It also integrates workflows. Like when you pick Google Workspace like this, there are so many platforms, there are so many apps that you can integrate in order to be able to work collaboratively with a lot of people from different places. So these are a few things we want to say about collaborative tools, and we'll be jumping into practicals to look at how we can access these features shortly. Now let's also understand data. Let's also understand cloud data management. Cloud data management. When we talk about cloud data management, what do we mean? We also mean that a cloud-based or an IT infrastructure provided by a third party. So these days, organizations do not need to invest in physical IT infrastructures like servers and other things in their offices, but they have the ability to be able to access cloud-based servers to be able to share their files, host their data, and other systems so that members can work on these cloud-based applications irrespective of where they are. In fact, if you take the cloud data management platforms, it actually enhances our collaboration as team members, as organization, and improve productivity very well. Very soon we will look at some of them and then we can move on to do that. So the benefit of this cloud data management actually can be scalability and flexibility. Scalability means you can increase the size that you need to work with without necessarily investing in any physical infrastructure. So if today I am using 20 gig server space and I have overgrown my business beyond 20 gig, it is easy for me to get additional gig to add to what I have. And I can increase it to any size that I want without necessarily investing in any physical infrastructure. I don't need to buy any physical thing in my office. It is so flexible and provide the maximum flexibility to work with. We don't need to have people to sit to monitor these servers and to move up and down. We have just given everything to the third party and we are just using the server. And you pay for the size you are using. So even though if you can have access to 100 gig, if you are using just 20 gig, you are only paying for 20 gig. It is so accessible and you can enhance your collaboration. Irrespective of where you are, team members can work together, access the files and systems that they have been put on these cloud data management platforms. And it provides maximum security as well. The third-party institutions or third-party service providers have high level of security, data security measures put in place to safeguard the data of each and every organization that is using these platforms. It is so cost savings because we do not need to invest in any physical infrastructure. We do not need to buy any servers. We do not need to hire people to manage the servers for us and so forth. We do not need to dedicate a whole room with air conditions and other things just to host our servers, but we just need to have it on the go, and machines or our office computers, including our mobile devices like phones and tablets and others, can be hooked into these cloud servers, and then we'll have access to it. So it reduces cost to its various minimum for the organization to do, and very, very efficient. So how does this enhance productivity? We've talked about the type that it has a real-time data access. Irrespective of where you are, you can access, and whatever changes each and every person is doing, it is highly automated and has automating workflows so that it's perform things that we don't need manual intervention. So I upload data automatically it updates and syncs for each and every member on this platform to be able to see it. So it automates work and make work so easy and flexible for each and everyone. It also have a seamless integration with other collaborative tools that we'll be knowing of them. Simple, like I said, these collaborative tools actually also work on the cloud servers, and it makes it much more easy and flexible for team members to communicate with each other using these platforms. There are common data management, cloud data management providers includes the Google Cloud, which also provide access for organizations to host their data as well as their systems online. We have the Microsoft Azure, which is also doing same. And then we have the Amazon web services as well. Let me just say something here. These platforms are typically beneficial to organizations that want to use cloud data management tools. However, individuals like myself need to acquire skills and knowledge in how to access these platforms so that when organizations want to go on cloud, these individuals will get the opportunity to assist the organizations and make money. So people who have skills and certifications in these areas are highly sought after because organizations are moving and they need people to help them to move and move very well so that they can get the best or the best advantage of these platforms they are. So I would encourage each and every one of you to move a step how you can understand very well what a Google Cloud is, Microsoft Azure, and as well as Amazon Web Services so that you can try to seek for the knowledge and skills in that field and get some certification for yourself. And once you are able to secure certification in any of these platforms, you would also become a digital person, assessing and helping organizations to move their IT infrastructure into the cloud base. And you will have a lot of money. It is a good opportunity for a lot of people. So if you have not thought of it, you can consider looking at it as well. Okay, so we are going to go into some collaborative tools in the cloud, and I have selected some few ones for us to go for purposes of this training. However, I selected these purposes, these tools based on certain rationale, and I want to share with you briefly so that you will know why I picked these particular tools and why it is important for us to look at them. So the first thing I picked is that I'm looking at the platforms that provide free storage spaces upon login. So as an individual, when I create an account on these platforms, what are the available spaces that I have? Is it free? I need to be able to experiment the platform before I engage in any payment. So I have some free space to help me learn and move around the platform. Then I can move on to do that. There's also a shared space. Does this platform provide a shared space to enhance collaboration? So can I share my document over there? Can I upload my document over there? Yes, that is the rationale behind selecting them. Then integration, how well does this platform integrate with our mobile devices, our desktops, laptops, and even tablets and other things? So I picked the tools that can have the high level of integration so that we can be working from wherever we are, we can be working remotely and other things. Then we also look at how does it enhances team collaboration. So does it have a team collaboration capacity? I looked at that one, as well as file protections and security and access protection. So these platforms that I selected meet all these five rationale or five basic requirements that we need to assess in order to sign on to any digital platform. So let's look at it. First one, we took Dropbox Paper, one of the amazing tools for collaborations that allow us to create and edit documents. So we can go to the Dropbox Paper space, create documents, share with team members, collaborate on a real time and solve it. It has, you can collaborate with team members on a document on a real time. It helps us to review works and designs that people have done. The amazing thing is that it is not only documents, you can also look at designs, you can also look at videos, you can also look at tests, any document that is capable of sharing with team members, you can use our Dropbox to also attend to it. And then we also manage tasks on the platform. It runs meetings and other things. And some of the notable features is that as soon as you create an account and log in, the Dropbox version will give you a basic version setup of free 2 gig to store and share documents with team members. So somebody who wants to test the platform, who want to try its efficiency, can create an account and have access to 2 gig to be able to share that. The second thing is also it collaborate with folders and files. So here we can put folders there and share folders with people to work within the folder. We can also put files there and share files with team members to work with it. We can create documents, we can create images, we can create videos and other links to work with. We can also post comment and tag specific people. So we are a team of 5 working on a project. We can I have seen a hand raised. I'll get back to you shortly. We'll have a question time so that we'll get back. But
Hello, Anim.
yes, sir.
Hello, Anim.
Hey,
Please,
hello, sir.
I'm told yes, I'm told your slide is not moving.
It is
It's at
only
the
at one
understanding
place.
of the cloud data management.
Oh, let me
The
see.
Dropbox and subsequent one, they are not showing.
Okay. So it's understanding of cloud data management. Let me see, please. Please, can you see it now?
No, it has not changed. Maybe you need to can you refresh or you or you close
Okay,
it and
so
you
I'm coming.
reshare.
Okay, let me just see what is happening. So I'll stop sharing and then I'll share again.
Okay.
Please, I hope you can see it.
Yes.
So now you can see the key collaborative tools in the cloud.
Yes, we can see now. Thank you.
All right. So I was actually talking about the Dropbox and I was looking at some features of the Dropbox. And we said that it has a basic version set up, free 2 gig for anyone that set up. And this 2 gig gives you the platform to collaborate on folders, files, documents, images, video, and text. It's also help you to manage your to-do list, scheduled and perform formatting features as well. This is amazing. I don't want us to delay much on this. Let's quickly zoom into action and see how one can create access with this collaborative tool. If I want to create access here, how do I do it? So I'm going to share with you the browser so that we can quickly go into the browser and then see how we can create an account for Dropbox. So I will unshare this one and then I'll share the browser with you. Okay, so please confirm if you can see my browser. So we go to the browser and then we can type Dropbox. Once you type on Dropbox and look at it, a Dropbox will open. So we see Dropbox account and then we can just go to Dropbox. And before you go into Dropbox, you need to have an email address. Without an email address, you cannot go into Dropbox. So I have already logged into the Dropbox, so I have accounts, but I can just show you how you can go into a Dropbox. We can get started into it. We can just start fresh. So let's assume that you have your email address already. And if I open my Dropbox in the Dropbox without starting at all. You see, your account has 2 gig of storage capacity. So once I start using my Dropbox, I know that I have a 2 gig storage capacity to go in. I can also click on get started, and then I will be in the interface of my Dropbox. Okay, so this is the Dropbox interface. There are a bunch of things that you can do after logging in. So the logging in is just click create account, use your email address, and then you hit inside, and then you are there. But when you enter, what do you see? It will technically take you to this platform. And then in this platform, there are a bunch of activities that you can see. On the right hand side here are menus, things that you can click on, and then you check them. And on the left side is the menu, on the right side is the working interface where you have all the files and data that you have opened. The amazing thing is that this is online, this is on a digital platform. So whenever I put a folder, whenever I create something, it is online and I can share. So at the very first beginning here, you can create documents, you can open and create a whole lot of documents. We'll come and look at how to create some now, but let's look at some other things. We can also drop our files here. Assuming I have a certain file that I've worked on my desktop, which is not here, and I want to share with members or store it on my Dropbox account. I just click on upload, and then I can upload files, or I can upload folder. I can also import them from Google Drive if you have Google Drive folder you want to import here. And then I can also create folder. So you click on it, and then you create a folder of it, and then you can also record activities that you are doing. You can record it here. There are other things that you can do, edit PDF, and also get signatures. So as soon as you enter into the platform, these are very things that you can do. You can see share. It means that you can share this document with anybody, and then you work on it. You can also create documents, or I initially clicked on create folder. So the folder will be created, and then you put the name on it. We don't have to do some for now. Then we can also create slides, PowerPoint presentations within our Dropbox. So we create it. It is linked with either Google Spaces, or it links with Microsoft Office. Then we can also get started. There is a book inside that says get started with Dropbox paper. Once you log in, they made that available for you to read, to know how to navigate around this platform. Very amazing and very easy. Now let's go inside. I wish I can have some people who will let us collaborate, so that I'll create and share with you, so that we see how the collaboration is working. So we can go inside. We can go inside and then actually create folder, create document. And when we put on folder, we can create folder, we can create a shared folder. We can also automate our folders. We can also create Dropbox paper document, which can be used for collaboration with other team members. We can also create a Dropbox paper template. That means the template is there. We just adapt the template and start working on it. We can also create Microsoft Word in it. This is one of the features that makes this application very efficient, because it is highly integrated with Microsoft Office, and as well as integrated with Google Docs as well. So you can create a Google Docs folder here, documents here, share with members. You can create Microsoft Word and everything. You can also create presentations, and like Microsoft PowerPoint presentations, Google Slides for presentations. You can also create spreadsheets like Microsoft Excel spreadsheets. In here, you can create Google Sheet as well, and as well share these files with any member to collaborate in. There's also a web shortcut that we can do. We can also upload our files, send requests, import from Google Drive, do editing, signing, and so many other things that we can do. So here we can do video editing. Members, we can share, members can edit video here. You can also work on images, and we can also edit PDF as well. It has an amazing tools to make work more very faster and easier. And I love Dropbox paper because once I enter into it, it's like a one-stop shop. I can do all the things that I want to do, share everything with all members that I want to share with, collaborate with it, and finish project on time. So let's quickly create a document, Dropbox document, and then we see how it is. So once you click on it, it opens a Dropbox document with you. Please, if you are not seeing my screen, kindly let me know. Co-host, please monitor the questions at the background and give me a feedback on it so I can concentrate on it because of the time. So once I create the Dropbox paper
Very
like
well.
this, yeah, I have a space to work with everyone. If I work with everyone, meaning I can share with people, I click on share, and then I'll add the addresses of the team members I want to share with the email addresses. I'll put it here and then I'll share. I can also copy the link and send to members to do. But before you do that, you must do the editing so that if you are targeting people or the document you are going to share, they only can view but cannot edit it. You must show it. If you are giving them the edit access, you must show them edit access as well. You can click on settings to do more settings in line with this. So here we can come in and then say that who has access control. So who has access to it? You can come in and share any anyone with the link or only people that you are inviting, so that if people have not been invited to contribute to that project and get access to the link, they still can't do anything with it. So the objective of creating it will determine how you set this one. If it is for everyone, if it is for general public, anybody that chance on it to do, you can do it in here. Then dates. Maybe you are not allowing people to work on a specific date. Let's say Saturday, Sunday is off day. You don't want people to go to the platform and work because many people will not be on. Information can be moving. You can disable it. You can also set a password that the system will require a password. All you need to do is to put it on, and then you set a password for it, and then you move on. You can also disable download. If I put document over there, I can disable download, that people can only view and work on it, but will not have access to download these files for everywhere. You see how security it is. You see how protective this platform can give you, so that people cannot download document outside the working space. It is only within the working space. We are sure that our document that we are sharing on this working space is not going outside for people to see, if it is very confidential. So these are some of the settings that we can do on the space when we want to share, and then we can share with people to collaborate with it. Like I said, it is very amazing. It is very good. We have not titled this document. So if we pick the document, what do? We can now can add sessions to it. We can move it. We can start it. If you start it, that means that you are making it, and then you can also title it as well. Then it becomes very well. So you write here, give me a name. Give me a name means that you are titling the project. So we can talk about ADSC training review. So once I do this, it means that I have titled this, and then we can now allow people to review this particular workspace. And then whatever I like, hi members, let's get the review started. Then it means everybody will see. So you can see that here I have started a communication. So other members, if I've shared with them, would also see and then communicate with it. So when I say share, let me just see if I can put one of my email address inside and then share with the person. So I can share, so means that I have shared this workspace with somebody. So as soon as I've shared with somebody, I can now quickly, the person will see and start the conversation with me, and then we'll move on. We have other tools to look at, and because of time, we will not spend much time here. But basically, this tool provide an amazing space, working space environment where teams can collaborate on it and do a lot of things. Then we move back to our Dropbox, like I said, where we can create a lot of document. We can also come here and create spreadsheets. If I want to, the project we are doing requires that we take data. We can create a spreadsheet and share so that we can actually work on data. We can also create a Google Sheet as well inside, and becomes very best. So that's will bring us to the end of the Dropbox paper, how we can use it to enhance our collaboration as team members and achieve productivity. You have the opportunity to look at it in more details by taking some courses online, or getting back to us, or going to the YouTube and get videos so that you can have a much more understanding to it. But there's so much that this platform can offer you. There's so much that you can gain from this platform and achieve a lot. So let me go back to my slides, and then we go to look at what we call the Microsoft OneDrive. Now, Microsoft OneDrive is also another cloud-based application that enhances collaboration. And OneDrive also provides file storage. It also enhances collaboration. It also have a backup and cloud storage platforms like the Dropbox we just looked at. OneDrive can also give you access to Microsoft Office applications like PowerPoint, like Word, like Excel, like other Microsoft applications. It also gives productivity tools, like giving you the opportunity to organize, have tools to help you organize all your work and increase your productivity. Some of the common features is that you can create Microsoft Office document and edit it whilst you are in OneDrive. Its files are easily accessible on mobile tablets, mobile phones, tablets, laptops, and desktops. One other advantage is that you can download the desktop version of this application, store it on your desktop. You work in when you don't have access to internet, and as soon as you get access to internet, it's upload onto the cloud for you. Please, I'm also saying that this particular feature to Dropbox also has it. You can download the Dropbox app onto your desktop, work in it, create folders, files, everything. And when you get access to internet, it also did for you. Now you can also easily share files, like I said, on all your mobile platforms, all your digital platforms, laptops, desktops, and tablet as well. It also gives you a free cool 5 gig storage capacity. Once you log in, you get a cool 5 gig storage capacity. So OneDrive gives you 5, whilst the Dropbox also gives you 2. So as we move on, we see other things that we have. And then you also get an account. You have to use a Microsoft account to open the OneDrive. And once you get the Microsoft account, it means you can access the OneDrive. And that account will give you a 15 gig on your emails and attachment. So the 5 gig is free for storage of your things on OneDrive, whilst your Microsoft Outlook account will also give you 15 gig to store your messages and attachment as well. This platform also allows collaboration with other team members, and very amazing and wonderful. Once again, we have to test the platform and see if we will be able to log into it and create it. So, like I said, with the OneDrive, you need to get a Microsoft Outlook account. So first of all, we go create Microsoft Outlook account, and then we go to office.com to have access to all this environment. So office.com will provide all this environment for us. Let me unshare this screen so that we can go back to our. So if we want to go to OneDrive, what we need to do first is to create Office Microsoft Outlook account. So that's one I'm not going to go through to create the Microsoft Outlook account. But if you want a Outlook, then you get Outlook login, Outlook sign up, and then you get an Outlook account. You create it with the necessary questions that it will ask you, you supply the information and you have it. So once you have an Outlook account, which I have already, I'll go to my URL and type office.com. When I type office.com and I hit enter, I get access to Microsoft Office platforms where I can now either sign in with my account that I've created, or I want to buy or want to get Microsoft 360. So office.com will send us to Microsoft 360, which provide a 360 support that can let you create, share, and collaborate all in one place with your favorite apps. Every app of Microsoft is over there, including your AI Copilot as well. So we can just log in, click on login, and then you create an account. So I have samuel.adsc 2024 at outlook.com. So if you don't have, when you go to office.com and you don't have an Office account, you can come here and say create one. No account, create one. Once you click on it, it helps you to create Outlook accounts, and then you use it to access your documents. So I'll go in, and then we are doing the sign in. What is my password? I'll enter my password. I'll enter my password once again. So if it says you have forgotten about your password, you can do forget password and go in. But I think I have not forgotten. So here, stay signed in, or you go and then you come back. So I said, I'll just click on it and then it opens my OneDrive for me. Once again, the Office 360 environment has been open for you. And here you can create a lot of documents in here. You can create a lot of documents in here. And if you look at it, it says that you have a free 5 gig. So I have used 1.6 gig MB of this server that I have. I can also download an app if I have access to Microsoft. If I've paid a Microsoft account, I can download the Office app and store on my machine so that I can work, and it is highly integrative, that when I work, it's integrate into my. So you can here as well create documents, you can create a presentation, you can create workbook, you can create forms to collect online data. We'll come and look at it shortly. You can also create design. And amazingly, when you want to design something and you don't have the concept, when you go to design and type the concept and supply some images, design will be able to design the flyer or whatever you want to design for you. You can also create videos and edit videos as well with the office.com environment. So in it, we more apps from this side as well. We can also upload files. We can create content, and everything works in Office Outlook. We can also straight away go to our Google, our browser, and type Microsoft OneDrive. So when I type OneDrive, then it comes to OneDrive login. Once I put OneDrive over there, I can get a Microsoft OneDrive, which is a personal cloud storage for me. Then I can also log in to go straight into my OneDrive if I don't want to go to the office.com. But both of them gives you a very high collaborative tool. So I like playing around the office.com because I can create all sort of files nice here for me to work with. Whilst in my OneDrive, I can also store all other document files that I want to work in. So that is for Microsoft applications as well. We have to move on to another one, then we can look at some other practical sessions that we have. So first of all, how to get OneDrive or how to come to the office.com space, you need to create an Outlook account, or when you go to office.com and they ask you to create or log in and you don't have accounts, you can get the opportunity to create an account from that interface like you saw. Even OneDrive as well, if you don't have an account, you can create one from there. But we can just type one if we have it. If we have it, we can just type one. We can just type one and then we open and go in. So let's test if we want to sign up one. You click on it and then you can create account. Remember, it is office.com and it is Outlook, OneDrive.com or Microsoft OneDrive. You can type it in your search browser, your browser search, and then you get it. If you don't have some, it will ask you to create. You put what you want to use as an account here, and then you click next, and you get Microsoft Outlook account. Very simple, very easy, and then you have access to amazing collaborative tools in the office.com space, as well as having your emails. You can view your emails and everything here. So thank you very much for listening to OneDrive and taking advantage of it. I will once again say that it has a lot to offer than what we can show within this limited time. So you have to spend time on it. Look for short courses. Microsoft platforms have a lot of introduction courses. Has a lot of materials to help you get along with office.com as well as your OneDrive space. And once you take advantage of this, you increase your productivity, it's a team, and enhances profitability for whichever business you work for. One beauty of these platforms that we are talking about is that as an individual like me, I can open my account and store all my files and folders there. Assuming I'm a student and I have to keep my lesson notes, books, and other materials that are academically, then I will go there and create folder and name it the program that I'm doing, go inside, create the semesters, create the years, put the semesters under it, and you can put each individual courses as a folder in it. And then you can store documents, files relating to such courses in there. Irrespective of where you are, you can access your folder and files that you do. Sometimes in academic environment, you generate a lot of documents that needs to be kept. Create it, let's say your student admission letter, your student document, the fees that you are paying, receipt of them and all that. You can save them on these cloud computers, and whenever you want it, you can retrieve it and use it. These days, we don't get our document missing. We can use our Android phones or our app phones to scan every document that we come across with that can help us in the future, store them on these platforms, and you can retrieve it anytime that you want. Whether you are a small scale enterprise, whether you are starting a business afresh, whether you are an individual, whether you are a church, you are an organization, you can create these accounts and take advantage of it and boost your productivity. Do not get your document missing. I am saying again, do not get your document missing. Take advantage of this collaborative tool and become much more efficient, much more productive, and grow very well as far as the digital space is concerned. There are a lot of training materials online for you to read, watch, and get knowledge in how to use these ones. Thank you for Microsoft. Let's go back to it and look at another one. So the last one we will consider for this one is also called Google Drive. Google Drive is very amazing. Google Drive is very wonderful. Google Drive is very flexible. Google Drive integrates with all the Google apps so that you can get all the apps and work with. Google Drive, once you log in, will provide free cloud server. I repeat again, 15 gig. Can you imagine documents that you can upload for 15 gig? You can use this one even as a small scale businesses. You can use this one as a medium businesses. And every member of the organization can have one. And you have 15 gig to store all your documents, whether you're a student, whether you are an individual, whether you are a church, whatever organization, whatever person you are, you can have access to 15 gig cloud server that you can use to back up all your files. Gone are the days that our pen drive will get missing and we lose important documents, we cannot have it. Please try and back up memorable pictures that you are taking with your phones. You don't need to lose the pictures when you lose the phones. Please back up on Google Drive, back up all your important documents on Google Drive, and you can have them anytime you want. It's 15 gig free when you open. It has also amazing collaborative tools that whatever document or file that you upload or you create on Google Drive, you can share with any other person you want to share. Team members can collaborate on files, example like Google Docs, to edit a document, to write project brief and proposals, and so many other things to do on one-stop shop. It is very, very free and has this collaborative tool to help members to collaborate. It also provides the backups on cloud storage platforms. Like I said, whatever documents that you have, you can back it up on the cloud. And it's 15 gig, but has an amazing offer for you to pay to extend it. The first offer takes you to 100 gig. So if you're an organization that has a lot of documents to back up to store, you can be investing in it with small amount of money and you have access to 100 gig to store all your information. It also integrates with mobile phones, desktop, tablet, and every other platforms. Like we saw, it also integrates with Dropbox as well. So other collaborative tools can also be integrated into the Google Drive and gives you amazing support. It has an online support for Google Office documents, Office files, and productivity tools as well. The common features is that it's very easy. When you create an account, you have 15 gig. You can share documents with team members. You can work on documents together. You can see changes in real time, changes that members are doing on a file real time. You can complete project faster when you are using Google Drive, and it is also cloud-based. And like I said, offer a 15 gig a free sign-in storage with a perfect and wonderful plans to upgrade it from 15 gig to 100 gig to 1000 gig and to any other gig. So this is very amazing, and I will not waste much time. I want us to zoom into how to create a Google Drive, how to get access to Google Drive, and how to store your information. Once again, there is a desktop version of Google Drive. You just type in the search, you go to your browser, type in Google Drive, stop, download, and then you get access to it to download, and then you can start doing it. So how do we get into Google Drive? How do we get into Google Drive? One simple way to get into Google Drive is that you must first of all create a Google account. And to create a Google account, you can just sign on to Google account. So once you create on Google account, sign up, then it's also the same as you create your Gmail account. So you go there and then you click create account, and then you can type your first name, your surname, and then you follow on and on and on and on. And then you get a Google account. Once you get a Google account, it means you have access to Google Drive. And so I have already created a Google account, and I want to use this Google account to log in, and then we can play around our Google Docs. So first of all, let's look at coming in. I can sign in with another account. So let's see another account. I want to sign in with my other accounts. Then I'll come in here and I type Samuel adsc 2024 at gmail.com. So once I put it there and I say next, it asks for my password. And then when I put the password, I have gone into my Google email. So I am in my Google email. So we have come into the Google email platform where we can see our email box, whatever activity we want to do. This is a fresh account drive. And once you log into your email account over here, just by the sign-in name and account name, you click on it and you will see a host of all Google applications that you can get access to. They are highly integrated. So if host very, very, very important applications to help you boost your productivity at the workplace. So you can just log into your Google Drive from this side, and then you go straight to it. So I go to my Google Drive, you see a drive, and once you click on the Google Drive account, it opens your drive for you. This is a 15 gig platform to help you save files. Now in my Google Drive, I can link the Google Drive to my computer, like the one I said, you download desktop and link to your computers so that the files working and saved on your computers, you can have access to them here. You can also have your Google Drive files and folders all in here. You can also create new, you can share with the files that are shared with you. You can have access here. If somebody shares something with you using your Google email account, then you can come to share with me and then you get it. You can also see a lot of things that you can have what you have put into trash, what they've sent you, and it has gone to spam and all other information. Once you see this sign, it says that you have a cloud storage of 15 gig and we have used only 28 kilobytes. You can imagine the document I can save in this file. So I can create, when I say new, I can create new folder. I can create folders, and in the folder, I can name it maybe 8SC documents. So if I create a folder called ADSC documents, then I just create it. So now I have a folder called ADC document. I can folder and store all the files that are relating to DT24 inside. If it is for future, I can create a 2024 folder and keep all documents or files relating to 2024. And then when we get to 2025, you can create a file called 2025, and then you store all information relating to 2025. When you are able to do that, it means that retrieving this document becomes very easy and simple. However, I can also share the whole folder with teams that are working on ADSC. So if I go here, I can see this plus signs. When I put the cursor on, it says share. Once I click on it, I can share the folder with all the team members. So I'll put their email address here and then also show whether they can edit or delete or do whatever they want to do with it. And then team members can put documents, create documents in the same folder, work on other materials in the same folder, so that if we have to integrate, we can just all see. And whatever each team member works on is live and it is easy for all of us to see. And it enhances our collaboration. It helps us to work on a project and finish on time. So that is for sharing the folder. You can share this folder with anybody. You can download the folder to your desktop. You can rename the folder if the objective of the folder changes. You can also do more action on it. You can open with other things. You can organize the folder, you can color the folder. So if, say, I want to color this folder, I can give it, like, say it is green, then the folder changes, so that we can use colors to be able to draw differences between folders that we have created. There are so many things you can do with it. Then we can also go to the same Google Drive and create document. We can create a document. When we click on it, we get a Google document that is open. At the same time, this document too, we can share with team members. Click on share at the right corner here, and then you can begin to give a document title. Before we have to save the document, give it a title, then we can share with people. So once we do that, that means we can now be able to share with all the team members that are working on it. And once again, it's just like the other platforms that I spoke about. Whatever changes, whatever comment, whatever addition somebody make on this file, all the members that we've shared the file with will receive those additions of document collaboration. And it is very amazing. It is very good. It is very nice. At the same time, we can also go to new, and then we can create Google Sheets. Google Sheet is a spreadsheet application that allow us to work with numbers. So if we are going to develop a project plan, if we are going to develop a project monitoring templates, if we are going to generate data collection template, and even if we are using it as a tracker, we can create a Google spreadsheet and use this spreadsheet as a tracker, share with other members, assuming we are working in office as a team. In like particular place I work with, we work with a finance team, and then when we have to pay, we generate what we call the payment voucher, and then we send the PV to approving authorities office. So the BBC generates, BBC will send it to financial reporting or compliance will check it to go to audit for approval. Then it goes on and on and on. How do we know where the document has reached? We use Google spreadsheets to track the movement of the document. So when I receive the document, I go into the Google and then capture that I've received it. So then anybody that wants to see where the document is goes to that Google Sheet that we have shared with them, will have access to know that this is here. When I send it out, I also take that it has been passed to whichever office so that we use it to tracker. It is very amazing for collaboration. It is amazing for tracking movement of information, tracking movement of goods, tracking movement of activities, operations, and everything. And you get all of them within the Google Drive for you to work with. That is why I like Google Drive. One, it provides 15 gig, and they can talk about, the number of files you can save over there. And then it is also highly integrative with all other platforms as well. We can also go in the same Google Drive and create PowerPoint. And if you look at the PowerPoint presentation I am using today, I just use a Google Slides because it provides a simple, and I want it to be very simple without any noise on it. I got a template and I started uploading my information, and I have a slides to show you. So Google Drive, very amazing, very, very amazing. And one thing is that it is very easy to know how to use, very easy to go in, and very easy. Now, the Google Drive, like the Microsoft OneDrive, also provide a data collection, online data collection tools like Google Forms, which we will look at it in the part 2 of this training shortly. So Google Forms we create to collect information from other people, and every document that you have is saved in your Google Drive. So once you go to your Google Drive, either saved on your desktop or online, you will have access to get it. Okay, so I think we got around Google Drive, very easy to come in, amazing documents that you can see, provide a platform for you to share and store your folders as well. It also gives you the opportunity to create a lot of documents like Google Docs, to collaborate with members, to create Google Slides or Google slides for presentation, and you can also share with other members to contribute to the slides. Maybe we are working in a team to produce a presentation. We can create a Google Slides, share with team members so that each member can work on each of the slides. And as soon as we are done, we have our slides ready. We can also create a Google Sheet as well and share with people, use it for analysis, use it for dashboards that you can share with people. And very amazing. I don't want to waste much time here. I've gone through 3 different collaborative platforms with you, and I believe when we take advantage of it, it will help improve our productivity as individuals and as organizations as well. So let's go back to our slides and see what we have. Thank you very much for your attention so far. And I'm happy you will still stick with me as we go through. We'll be ending very soon, but we want to look at some practical aspect of Google, this cloud data collection tools. So here we are going to look at some data collection tools, and we have opportunity to use a lot of people know Google Form, and Microsoft Forms is also in the system. We have so many other forms as well, but these two are very amazing. These two are very amazing, and to Forms, or we look at Google Forms, but I think we will look at Google Forms, how we can create Google, how we can benefit out of it, and what are some of the amazing way to use it. I think so. To get a Google Form, we will still go back to our Google Drive. We have already logged into a Google Drive, so we can go to Google Forms from the Google Drive. That is much more easier for us. So we go to new, like we know from the Google Drive. When we want to create any document, we go to new, and then we see Google Form. So how do we get the Google Form? We just click on Google Form, and then a Google Form open for you to do. Now, we use Google Form for online surveys. We use Google Forms for online quizzes that we do. We use Google Forms to collect information. We use Google Forms to do a lot of things. After going through, I'll share with you some innovative way of using this form in the offices, and it becomes very amazing for us. To create a Google Form, it is simple as like this. Once we click on the form, we open the Google Form for us, and we are ready to move. What do we need? We need to put a title that is catchy for our respondent. These days, if you are creating a form to send to the general public and you don't make the form so catchy and attractive, people will be skipping it and will not be able to provide the necessary information that you want. So you put a title here. Maybe I want to do, I want to open another form that I've done it so that we can see it. So I want to do a customer service survey. So then I'll put my title there and call it customer service survey. So let me just say I want to copy this one and just come and put it over there so that we can move fast. Then I'll put it here and then call it customer service survey. I already have one, so I want to differentiate it and make it 2. So I put a title over there, which means that this form will appear to anybody as a customer service survey for Microsoft Data Analytics course. And then the form must also have a description. The description is going to inform the participants why you are collecting the information or what you are going to use the information for, or the purposes of the data collection. Sometimes if you don't have the description to indicate the purpose of it, a lot of people may skip it and will not be able to give you the information they want. So you are required to put some sort of description over there. And then I have a cute description I want to come and put there. So I say that thank you for participating in our Excel training analytics program. We value your feedback and would appreciate if you could take a few minutes to complete this survey. Your response will help us improve the quality of our training and better meet the needs of future participants. All answers are very confidential. So here, I am trying to tell the respondent what the form is about and the activity we are going to use the information for. And we're also assuring them that whatever information they give to us is highly confidential, meaning we are not going to share with third party so that they will use against the customer. So this provides some form of lead and assurance for the customer. So the first one, we start with a question. We start with a question. What question do you want? So we do the question on and on and on and on. I've already created some, so we want to continue from there. So once we have created it, we have to start with a question. The question, we put the question there, say, how satisfied are you with the overall quality of the Microsoft Excel training provided? So if it is ADS, whatever question that you want to ask, you put it here. And then you have opportunity to select how you want the answers to be given to you. So you can have a short answer, which will be a typing. You can have a paragraph where people have to give you more information, unlimited information. You can also have a multiple choice where people have to select from it. You can have a checkbox where people have to tick. You can have a drop down where people, participant click or respondent click, and there's a drop down for it. You can also have a linear scale where they are rating from 1 to 10, 1 to 5, 1 to 3, 1 to 4, whatever scale that you choose. You can also have the questions multiple in grades, as well as you can also have it in checkbox in grade. So these are various ways participants can respond to the questions. You can also set dates. The answer will be date or time that they can provide to you. So once you are certain of what type of answer you want to receive from the participant, you choose it and then you supply the options as it is. So I said the first option is participant can choose whether they are very satisfied, neutral, dissatisfied, or very dissatisfied, and then they choose it. Then you come down here. There are things that you can do down here. One, you can duplicate this question and then edit it, or you can delete the question at all if it has no use again. And then you can also set requirement. If you set requirement, it means that if I put it to requirement, what it means is that the participant cannot jump to the next question unless provided answer to this particular question. So there are certain questions that we ask on the questionnaire that is very important, and no respondent should be able to skip it. Then you come and make it a required question. There's 3 dots that is here. You can click on it and also know more to do. Here, you can show the description. You can show the description. You can also tell the participants to go to a certain session based on the answer, and can also shuffle. So assuming what I'm doing is a quiz, and a lot of students are going to write this quiz at the same time. I don't want the students to copy among themselves. I can shuffle the question order. So once question 1 will automatically become somebody's question 10, and it will not follow that order. So it minimizes the rate at which the students can also share answers whilst writing this quiz for me. If I am done with it, I can just click add to add another question, or I can click on duplicate to duplicate the question for me so that I'll get the next question. So then I come to the next question. The same activity in the first question is applicable to the next question. After creating my question, I can then decide the various answers that I want. It will go on and on and on and on. So one other thing I want to show you is that we can also be able to break questions or sessions from each other by using the session break. So once I click on this session, meaning that I have separated the first session from the second session. So I have 3 sessions, and it says that 2 out of 3 sessions, and then I can begin to create questions for this particular session. So then I'll put it on. If you don't like the session, you can take the session out by removing this session, and then we go. So what session do we want to remove? We can quickly remove that session, and then we'll move on. We delete the session, and then we have it go on. We can also have skill, and then they choose it. So these are various questions that I've asked on this questionnaire. Once you are done creating this questionnaire, you can go to a preview session You can go to a preview session and then you preview it. But one last thing, then we go to preview session. When you open the questionnaire, like the first one that we open, we see we don't have any backdrop. We don't have any banner for the question. Now, it's organization that is doing the questionnaire or whatever entity that is doing the questionnaire. We need to be able to create a banner or a backdrop for the questionnaire so that when the questionnaire gets to people, they at least know the organization that is doing the activity. So the organization name and logo is very simple for us to put over there. And with this backdrop, you can use any designing tool to do that. You can use Canva to create it. You can use even Microsoft, Google Slides can create it. You can use Google Docs to create it. You can use Microsoft application, whatever that you can use to create it. If I want to use a Google Docs to create it, I'll just come to my Google Docs, open a Google Docs, and then in my Google Docs, I can just go to insert, and then I'll insert a table, maybe 2 by 1. And then I'll adjust this table to be able to create a backdrop. What do I need to do? First of all, I need to color the table with my color that I want to use for the backdrop. And then secondly, I need to bring my company logo. So I click on where I want to put the company logo. I go to insert image. Then I'll pick it for my computer or wherever source you stored it. Then I'll come and pick the logo for my computer, and then I have my logo set in. I can now begin to type and adjust what I want. So I want to type SAYAC Training Center. And then I will just use some few editing to edit it, change it to white, put it into middle, white, put it into middle, increase, you can select it, and then increase, bolding it, and then you can increase the font to be nice. If I have any other information, then I can put it down. Maybe customer satisfaction survey. So once I do this and I have something like this I want to use, I can now employ a tool. So I have to save this thing that I've done. I have to save it to as I have to save this thing as an image so that I can use it to upload at my backdrop. How do I save this one as image? I have to crop it. And there's a beautiful tool in our Windows application that can be used to crop anything from any part of our screen. And it is called snipping tool. So SNIPP, you type SNI, and then you get a snipping tool, and then it's open a snipping tool for you to be able to crop it. So I already have some on it. So I go to snipping tool, then I'll snip it, and then I'll put the cursor on it down here. Then I'll drag across and crop it. Once I crop it like this, I'll save, click here, and then I'll save it, and then I have a good to go. So once it is saved, I can go back to my form. I go back to my form, and then I come to the theme, and then here I can select any color I want to do for the theme. But when it comes to the header, I'll say choose image. Then I'll go to upload, browse from where you have saved it, and here is my form header that I saved. Then I'll open it, and then once it picks, I'll say done. Then I have created a banner for this. So look at how we're going to create a nice banner for this particular form, and then we have done a nice banner. So you don't need to struggle within the Google application. You can still be able to use your Google Docs, use your Google Slides and everything to do a bit of designing to create this beautiful banner I've just created for the survey. So when I send it out, you'll be able to see the survey. So that is it. Now let's go to the sharing. Once my form is complete and I've done the preview as to how it will appear I've done the preview. You can preview it on this one, and then it will show you how it will appear when you send it to the attack question, and then they will move on and on and on and get it solved for you. So to my respondent, so is the send on the right corner here. So once I click on send, I have two things to do. I can either send it to target group when I have their email address, or I can generate a link and share. So when you click on the link, it is very long. So it says that shorten the link. So once you click on shorten the link, you shorten the link that you are going to, and then you copy the link. This link as copied can be shared with everyone. But here we can also be able to set whether we want to collect email address from respondents. So once we say verified, it means that it's going to collect automatic email from every respondent, and it requires that respondent to log into their email account on their phone or any application they do. The second one is that respondent input. When you select the responder input, it means that the respondent will have the right to either input the email address or not put the email address. So once I have copied, I can go to any platform I want to share. So if I want to share this on my WhatsApp platforms, I'll quickly go to a WhatsApp platform, and then I'll click on share, put it in, and then I'll share, and automatically it is gone. So I share with anybody I want to share with, and then I have shared the link. The other thing you can also do is that you can take the link as you have copied into a Google, any platform, then you can generate a QR code for it. How do we use the QR code? We can print the QR code and paste it at our offices or vantage position, that people who do not have access to the link can still scan the QR code and provide you the feedback with the forms that you take. So I can say QR code generator. QR code generator. So I click on it. There are various tools that will help you generate QR code. So you look at those that can offer you a free QR code generator like Adobe Online. Then I can now say create. Once I click on create, it will give you the platform. Just enter the code or the link you copied here, click outside, and then this is a QR code that has been generated. If you scan this QR code, if you can see my screen, kindly pick your phone, just 1 minute, scan this QR code and fill the Google form that is attached for us, so we can get the data to do the practicals right now. Just real quick, just let's use 2 minutes to fill it. So scan this QR code as appears on the screen, and then fill the form for me. So I am waiting for you shortly, then we move on. As many as can do it, please pick your phone, scan it and fill it for me. Just pick your phone, scan it and fill it for me. And let's see if we can get it. So once you do this, you can download the QR code by clicking on download button. And if you have not logged into it again before, it will ask you to create an account or log into it. And then you can download this one onto your desktop free, copy it to any place, and then attach it and print it, and then you get it. So I am also placing the link here, the Google form link in the chat. Kindly click on it and let's see if we can fill it. So I've put the Google form link into the chat. You can do it if you can scan it. I am monitoring to see that the response are coming. So brilliantly, we have received 6 response now. Please keep filling it. Let's get more, at least 10 and above, so we can use it to do that. And so whilst we wait for the responses for our Google form, I want to take this opportunity to also tell you about some innovative way of using this Google form to solve problems in the offices. I have walked to some offices where they have just opened notebooks for people to move all the way from class to sit down and type all the information they are filling in the book again into a spreadsheet for somebody to use. I think we have come up of age where that activity must stop. Get a Google form using that same heading and share the link with whoever you want to come. If you have a website, it's brilliant. You put it on the website. Social media platforms that you are communicating it on that social media platforms for people to also access the form and fill it. You can also generate the QR code and print it and paste it at vantage positions, including your net, and fill it. You don't need to open a notebook now for people to move from places, inconvenience them to come and fill the form and go back. You can evaluations. You can also use it to set up online or a group of people. We can also use the Google Forms to set up voting. If I'm in an association and the association want to conduct a voting to select the association leaders, we can use Google Forms to do that we can vote. And at the end of the day, the results will be shared on the page for everybody to see who has won. We do not need to convey at a place to inconvenience others to do that. We can use specific numbers for each of the people, put it into the Google form so that it validates every voter before you can cast your vote. We can also use Google Forms to track our personal expenses. There's one guy who, after taking him through Google Forms, told me an amazing way he's going to use the Google Form. And I've loved his answer to today. He told me that currently he's not working, so he's not going to be able to use the Google form in the office. However, he has always been wondering how he can track his personal expenses. If he goes out, he gets money, he spends the money, and at the end of the month, he doesn't really know what he spent the money on. For now, he's going to create a Google form and put it on his phone. And then as he gets money, he would capture the money that he has gotten wherever he got the money from. As he pays money or take money from his pocket and buy something, you also capture it. At the end of the month, he will be able to use this information capturing through the Google form to be able to analyze where he spends his money. And this is an amazing way to do personal finance management so that you can take control over your spending. You are somebody who has started a business and you run adverts on social media platforms. So you have one advert that is going on Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, Instagram, and others. You want to have a one central pool to have your data. Don't send the advert and put your number on it and say people should call you. How many calls can you receive in a day? And our phones cannot be on every day like that. Sometimes the network challenges, customer wants to call you and the customer is not getting you. However, you can add a link to the message as you are sending the advert. You can also generate a QR code and let your designer put the QR code on your flyer. So when you send the advert out, the customer will see it and say, if you want to place order request or you are interested in it, click on the link and leave your details. The customer or whoever is showing interest in it will click on the link and leave a message for you. So you get the details of the customer and then you use that to build your customer base. When you sit down, you have call center people or yourself, you pick a phone and can now reach out to these customers and validate their interest in the product and begin to engage them for business. When you put only your number on it, some customers may be tempted to call you, but they will not get you. And so you will not have them. These are some of the amazing ways. I am a church. I want to take control over my attendance. I don't need to let people count people in the church every day. All I need to do is to create an attendance sheet with Google Form, generate a QR code, print it, advantage positions in the church. If I have a church offering envelopes, I can print this QR code at the back of the envelope, and as the people sit down in the church, they can then scan the QR code and provide their attendance. At the end of the service, the pastor or whoever is reviewing attendance will know the total number of people who were present on that day. You have built your church database within it on the Google Sheet. So it will automatically be linked to the database and be able to populate the people who have not come to church on that day. It is highly automative. Nobody has to do manual work. At the end of the day, you have a summary of attendance. You have the people who have not been coming, and you can use that information to track and monitor attendance over a period so that if somebody is not coming to church, you can follow up and know. It is also used for so many events organizing. Amazingly, you can also use this as a restaurant to do order placing. I have done my menu, I've done a Google form, put a QR code on it, and then when I give the menu to my restaurant attendants, they place it on the tables. Whoever comes and sit down, pick the menu and check. You can order your food, order your item, just scan the QR code on the menu and then order, and then kitchen will see the order right away, real time, and produce and prepare the menu or the food for the person who has used a lot of things. That I believe it's true that we can take advantage of it to increase our productivity. Google Forms, Microsoft Form is amazing for a lot of things. I've just mentioned a few of them. You can explore where to, once it has to do with collecting information, once it has to do with online data, Google Form can do it. You can automate it. You can even do the advanced form by adding scripts, app scripts to it to automate it. You can also set time on it, timer on it, and everything on it. I am just giving you an eye-opener. I believe from here you can go and learn more about Google Forms and how you can use it to automate a lot of operations that you are doing. And this is amazing too. When taking advantage of it, you can solve a lot of problems. So thank you very much for listening. I think we have gotten some response, about 18 of them, and it is time for us to review our responses. So we go straight to the response. Once you have it and it is in your Google Drive, I can decide to close this application as I've opened it. I am done with it. I am not going to do it again. I am gone, and then I can close it. How do I get back to it? It is the same Google Drive. Once I go to my Google Drive, I will see the forms that I've created inside the Google Drive, and then I can click on it, and automatically it brings me to the Google Drive. So once I have the Google Drive, I can see questioning at the top here. There's a question, there's response, and there's settings. I can click on the response, and then I'll view the response. So I've received 20 response, and then how satisfied are you with overall this? I can see that I have 70% of them satisfied. I have 25% of them, 70% of them very satisfied. I have 25% of them satisfied, and then I have 5% of them being neutral. I don't have dissatisfied and I don't have very satisfied. So I ran through how would you rate the clarity of the training, the presentation and everything. I have 75% excellent, and then I have 25%. So here you can monitor the response as it comes in, and then you can see the information people are giving to you, and you see all of them. So this question was not compulsory. So people have, is there any other information you want to give us? There's this response, no, please, not available, yeah, no, excellent, and then this. This is an open-ended question, and some people are providing answers to it. So how do we get this information to a spreadsheet so that we can use it for further analysis? Now, when you look at the response at the top corner here, you will see link to sheets. Then under it, you see accepting response. If I am done accepting response, I can deactivate this one. It means I will not accept response again. So once the activity for this form ended, especially if it is voting and it's one time, once we finish, we can then close it by deactivating the accepting response tab, and then nobody will be able to put in response again. But one thing I like about this is that we can link it to a spreadsheet. So let's quickly go into it. Click on link to spreadsheet, and it asks you, select destination for the response. Now you can create a new spreadsheet. That means automatically it will create a new spreadsheet for you. Again, if you have also created a sheet already and you just want to link this response to it, you can now select here and then you click on it, and it will help you to choose the sheet that you have created and then link the response to it. Now we have not created any sheet in our Google Drive. So we quickly come to create a new sheet, and then we click on create. Once we click on create, we have access to the spreadsheet that is created. So amazingly, this is the response that we have received from our respondent. So we can do all sorts of things that we want to do to this one. We can clean it, we can use it for analysis, and then we can do other stuff in it. We can also share this sheet that we have generated by clicking on the share button with any other team member who also has to see the data and use it for other activities. You see how I like Google platforms is so integrative. You can share, and then as we share, our team members will be able to work on it and make adjustment to that. So this is a customer service survey. We can share with the customer service team, we can share with the marketing team, we can share with the operation team, we can even share with management to be able to go through and see what the customers are saying about our business. Now, on this same sheet too, we can be running analysis. Before we can do a data analysis, we must make sure that we have taken care of the data by cleaning it, removing duplicates, taking care of other things that we don't need, other information that will not support us. But when I look at the data, I see it to be a clean records. Therefore, we can quickly move into looking at it, how we can generate some analysis for this. Okay, so what analysis can we do into this one? We can first of all look at how satisfied are you with the overall quality. We want to look at the numbers as it's coming in, how people are satisfied with this. We can also run analysis on how would they rate the clarity of the training as well. And then we can do, so we can do individual analysis with this data, as well as also generating the, as well as doing the cross analysis as well. So quickly, let's run some few analysis with this data. So what tool do we employ here to run analysis? We want to use a pivot table to summarize this data. Pivot table is a tool that is in both Excel and Google Sheets to summarize data like this. And it's an amazing tool that after this training, you can go learn more about it. If you want us to also train you, you can pick my social media handles, you can pick my contact, get in touch with me, and then we can also train you more on these tools. But quickly now, let's go into it and see. So we just use a pivot table to run it. Fortunately for us, this data has been grouped into a table. So it's going to make it much more easier. And the name of the table is called form response. Headings of it. We can have we have headings of this particular columns in the table, and then we can run it. So what we do, we select any part of the table, and then we go to insert things to do. The pivot table dialog box will appear. And here we need to look for where the data is. And because our data for the analysis. And then here, are we inserting a new sheet within the workbook, or we are creating, we have existing that we want to put on? For the first time, I want to separate my pivot table from the record. So I'll create a new sheet. Create a new sheet. A new sheet will be open for me. And then my pivot table reports pane has opened. So we have two things to concentrate on here. We have the report views. analysis tools where we are going to place to have the reports. We have quadrants. We have 1, 2, 3, 4 quadrants. The first one is row, column, value, and filter. And then the fifth quadrant section here in what of to it to appear on the rows. So if I want to see how many people are answering the question on how they are satisfied over the product, I'll just drag it and put it under row. When I put it under row, automatically we'll see that we gave a description. They have neutral, satisfied, and very satisfied. Then 5 others have not come in because there's no response for it. So the pivot table is not showing no response. So under it, we can come and do some things and say we want the response to be in ascending or descending. And then how do we want to also do it? That is the question that we have. Then we go to columns. Columns are things that we want to appear on the columns, but we'll come briefly to look at it. But the values are where we put our calculated fields, the things we are counting, the things we are summing, the things we are putting in percentages and all that. So we come quickly and then we can click on it here, add, or we can drag from here and drop it under values. Once I drop it under value, quickly the pivot table has summarized for me. So I have 1 person choosing neutral, I have 5 persons choosing satisfied, and 14 people choosing very satisfied out of 20 response that I have. So I've used the pivot table in a very short way to summarize this response for me. I can do for another question as well. I have 2 options. Either I'll go back and start the whole process again by selecting any part of the table, go to insert, click on pivot table. And now instead of clicking on new pivot table sheet, I'll go and click on existing sheet. Then I'll select the sheet where I have my pivot table, click on it, and then show where you want to put it. And then I'll say create. Now I am creating the pivot table. So I click on it again and the pivot table dialog box has appeared. Again, I want to look at the second question. So I want it to appear on the row. I put it on the row and I pick the same questions and say count them. Or this time I'll go to the value add and then choose the second question and then it will count for me. So I have, again, how would you rate the satisfaction that you get? Again, I also have pivot table analysis like this. I can also as well copy the same pivot table that I have here, copy it, put it, and then I can delete what is inside and reform it again to form, select it, delete what is inside, do it again, and then it will inform that. So how do I do it? I go to the third question, I put it at the column, I pick the value, and then my concentration is on the third question. So here, if you look at the third question, it's asking you how well did the training meet the expectation? And in that one, when you stretch it, you see that they do not meet my expectation. 1, exceeded my expectation. 8, and then meet my expectation. 11. So we are using the pivot table to summarize this report. And then we can copy again, come here, put it on, delete what is inside, and then add the fourth one. I'll go and add the fourth question, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then I'll go to value and then add the fourth question. So I delete, I was working on the previous one, so quickly I change it. 4 values, we can add 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we are doing some summarizing it for us. So here they are rating with numbers, and 4, we have 16 people choosing 4, and then we have 16 people choose 8 people. It is, if you look at this place, we have 20 respondents, but here it is giving us summation of it. So if we want to sum the respondents too, we can sum it, but here we don't want to sum. So we go to our value side and then we say summarize by, we click on it and say we want only count. So it counts for us and then we get it. we can quickly do for all the other two that we have. So we delete what is inside. I'll add question number 5, delete value. Then I'll add question number 5. I'll go to this place, delete what is inside. Then I'll add the last question, which is question 6. And here is more of a open-ended question, and we must code it before we can do the analysis of it. So let me leave that one out for now. And here we can also do some cross tabulations. If we look at how satisfied are you, we want to look at the satisfaction and how likely are they to recommend us. So if I come and I'll copy how satisfied are you. I'm doing a cross analysis. So how satisfied are you? We saw people, 1 neutral, this and that. We want to see that if 14 of them are very satisfied, are they willing to recommend us to some people, or are they willing to come back again? Then we look at some dynamics of the analysis. So here, I'm only going to adjust it by looking at how likely are you to recommend us? That is the 5th question. So I'll go to the column, and then I'll go and select how likely are you to recommend our analysis. So when I look at it, I see that the person who is neutral is also neutral here. So the person is neither satisfied about our service and also neither going to recommend us. The person who is satisfied says that he would likely to recommend. The person who is very satisfied says, one of them says he will be likely to recommend. But very likely, we have 4 out of the 5 says that he will very likely to recommend us. We have very, very likely satisfied and also very likely to recommend us 11. Then out of those who are very satisfied, 2 of them are saying that they are very unlikely to recommend us. That means it's not their style to recommend you to anybody. However, they said they are satisfied with it. So this is how we can also use pivot table to analyze the response. And this one is very integrative. I want one person to fill the form again. Choose anything, and let's look at how it will also update in the analysis that we have done. So quickly, if we have somebody hearing me and you can have the link, go to the chat, pick the link, and kindly fill the form, and let's see how you can at least update here. So we want to end by looking at how do we also make visual impression with some of these data that we have here. We have done this again. When the sheet is shared with anybody, we can also indicate whether the members we are sharing the sheet with will have access to the summary of the response that is come. We also can have opportunity to hide any of these sheets from the view of whoever we are sharing with. So I'm still waiting for somebody to fill the form so we can move on. Okay, so one person has, 2 people are filling the form, and we see that it is updating in our analysis. So if it's something that you are doing that you need to share with your boss, and the boss has to see the summary, you don't need to be doing it offline like Excel in there, which is offline, and you are sending report every morning to your boss. Every time your boss is chasing you to ask, how are the figures looking? How are the response coming in? No. When you do this Google form, you have the opportunity to link it to a Google Sheet, which you can share with anybody. Your boss just needs to view it. He can view it on his phone, his tablet, his computer, his laptop, wherever he is, whether he has traveled outside the country or is even inside the country, whether it's in the office, in the house, or at any place. He can view this information and check it and see what is coming in without asking you to send unnecessary emails, which he can lose versions of the email, which will also put a toll on you. So once you automate it like this, you can now be using your energy to focus on some other aspect of the organization, and that is how you become much more productive. Let's do 2 or 3 graphs out of this, and then we can bring our session to a close. It's a very long session, and I believe it is serving you as well. So once we have summarized it like this, we want to also provide some visual impression about the data that we have. How do we do it? I'll quickly come in, select the data, and then I have the opportunity to go to insert again, once again, and then select charts. Once I select charts, Microsoft is going to, Office is going to generate a beautiful chart for me. I have the opportunity to resize this chart, expand it by putting my cursor at the angle, hold it down, and then I resize it. I also have the opportunity to copy this cell into another sheet. So I want to create a nice sheet, and then I'll call this sheet a dashboard. I'll call it a dashboard. So on the dashboard, I want to create a very nice dashboard. So I'll give maybe 3 columns, paint this to my company colors, and then I'll put the company name, SIAC Training Center. And then this is customer service survey dashboard. So customer satisfaction survey dashboard. So once I do it like this, I can select them, change the text to white so that it appears. I can bolden it and then increase the size for it. So I have a dashboard. Now, when I scroll, it's gone, but I don't want the scrolling to go over. So I can just select the last part, go to view, and then on the view, I can get freeze. Then I can say that freeze the pane up to 4. So then when I scroll, it's there for me. I am building a dashboard. So I can quickly now go into my pivot table there, copy this that I've done. Look at the 3 dots here, click on it, and then I can copy the chart, go to my dashboard, and then I can put it over there. Resize it to any size I want. I don't like this chart for this particular information because the legends are more than 3, and it's not giving me the opportunity to be able to view it well. So I'll go and pick an appropriate chart. So I'll go and say edit chart. Here, when I click on the edit mode, I can change the chart that I want. I can pick this one, and then can also I want to make it a little, I have the opportunity to put my title there. So I come to access chart titles, I come to legend titles and whatever I want to do. So over there, I don't like this one. You can edit it and then you go to do this and make it feel fine. There are other things by having a chart title. So we don't have a chart title. So this chart title can be the we can talk about customer satisfaction level ratings. Didn't type telling me it's not well. So here we font title, font size, we can put it into 18, or we can do it 20. We can bolden it and then we can put it in the middle. You can change the color to a color that you want. I don't know why I like blue like that. Then you can do all sort of things to it. So you have it to do that. So this is one of the, you can select it and put a data bar to it, and then you can increase the data bar as well. Increase it to maybe 20, or you can say 20 is too much. Let's see 18, or let's see 16. Then we can also determine the number source if you have it. So these are few things we can do about it, and then we can have the graph. The background is not nice, so I can either select some few portion and then go into the color and then maybe give it some dim color. I can go to view, and then I say I want to take the grid lines off, and then I have a very nice space for my I have a very nice space for my dashboard. I can go there and select, delete this particular one, delete the chart, select the next one, and then go to insert and then chart again. I'll go in and then copy again, go to my dashboard, put it on the dashboard. Then I can just arrange it well, resize it, and I can't have two graphs the same. So I'll go to it, edit chart, and this time I want to have a bar graph like this, just to make it nice. I don't like these grid lines. That's my style. You can choose to have it over there, but that is me. I don't have it. I can go in, edit the, and then I can bolding it, make it nice, reduce the size 18, or let's say 16, and then I have it. I can delete this from the side. I can delete this from the size, and then I have a very nice one. At the same time, I can have a chart style, change it, and then have some background change. So with this, I am doing a dashboard that when my boss also see it, he sees that the information I am doing is good. I always want to delete it, clean it. Let me do last two, then we can now do some final touches, and then we move on. So the last one, last two, we set charts, and then it gives me this particular one. I'll copy it, go to dashboard, and then I can make equal space. One thing is that when you are dragging, then the system is checking it for you. So I want to make it equal space. I want to go there and then do the same thing I did, just to make my dashboard looks nice. So I have done 3 different graph to show our dashboard. You can keep on editing it and editing it and editing it. The last one I'll do will be just the cross. So how do we do the cross one as well? We do it nicely. We go to our insert chart, and then we have it done. So I can go to my dashboard, then I'll paste it here. I want to arrange it this way, just like that. I don't want to do any other thing again. So I'm just putting something so that my dashboard will not look bad. So I can edit the chart, and then do some few editing to it. And I can go to the bars, add data labels, go to the bars, add data labels, go to the bars, add data labels, go to the bars, add data labels. So I see my legend by the side as well. So very likely, unlikely, and everything is here. And then one last thing is to always make sure that your title, your bars have title. So we go to titles, and then you put your title over there. Let me see if I can just get some short title to come and put over there. So we say customer satisfaction, customer so we are doing customer satisfaction versus recommendation. So we can see the satisfied and those who are willing to recommend us as well. And then you have a very nice dashboard. So ladies and gentlemen, this is how you can use your Google form to collect information from participants, design the Google form, collect information from respondent or participant, view your respondent and view it in sheets, and then using the data that you have collected to also perform some few summaries, and then projecting these summaries also onto the dashboard so that whoever you have shared with can go in and view this dashboard and use it to make decision. So if you use Google Forms and Google Platform very well, it can be very intelligent. It can help organizations to pick intelligence about their businesses and be able to improve, see areas for improvement and provide quick improvement strategies to it. You don't need to wait till the end of the year before you go and run analysis. You don't need to wait till the end of a period before you run analysis. The beauty is that we can keep our company data online and then use it to run this kind of analysis, which can be shared with everybody on it. And then at the end of the day, we get the best out of it. So, ladies and gentlemen, this one brings us to the Google form and its analysis. I'm sure the video can be made available on the platform for you to go through and check. However, there are a lot of online video trainings that you can get. We are also available to provide automations training. If you want to automate some aspect of your product in the office, we are available to do so for you. If you want us to teach you, train you, and train your teams to be much more efficient on these digital platforms, we are also available to do so for you. So I want to say thank you very much. Quickly, let's look at some few takeaways. So we have learned some digital platforms. We've learned how to take advantage of these cloud data platforms that we have. And then we've also learned collaborative tools like Dropbox Paper, Microsoft OneDrive, and its related applications. We've also learned Google Drive and how we can store our records on it, how we can store our folders, files, share with anybody, and enhance collaboration. We've also learned Google Forms or like Microsoft Forms and be able to translate these forms into Google spreadsheets where we can run analysis and summarize our data with pivot tables and create very simple dashboard that can be shared with all team members to follow through. You can use this Google form to transform things, and amazingly, this is what you have done. So this brings us to the end of my presentation. Make sure you seek for studies in it and then become very great with yourself and increase your productivity. By this, I leave the floor for other questioning so that we can bring the session to a close. Thank you very much. So
great. Thank you, Mr. Anim, for this awesome session. We have a number of questions and comments from our participants that we want you to respond to. A lot of applause for you. Congratulations.
Thank you.
So
Thank you.
I
Thank
go
you to all
through
of
some
them.
of the comments.
Okay.
Okay. Yes, I think I spoke about the learning material being made available after the conference. So,
Okay.
and
Yeah.
there's a question from Mary. I think I asked her to come back again. He said, please speak to the usage of the ribbon, to the side ribbon. I don't know what she meant by that. I don't know whether you understand what she meant by that. It's a name.
Which,
Please speak to the usage of the side ribbon.
I don't know which platform she's referring to. So if she can come back again, I will be very, very grateful.
Or maybe when she comes back with whatever she meant by that, I think we can
Yes,
answer
we can
to that one.
look at it. Yes. So let's move to another question so that we can see.
Now there's a question from Charles Denchi. He said, how do you get responses for the questionnaire? I think you answered it in when you link it to the spreadsheets, unless I'm
Yes.
wrong.
Yes. So first of all, you generate the link or QR code, share with anyone you want to fill the form, and then you use the process I used to link the sheet into the Google Sheets, so we can see the response. So basically, I think it was answered within the training, like you're saying.
Okay. And then there's a question from Francis Achampo. He said, please, can you do the Google form design again?
Please, we will share the.
I'm
We
sure
will
when you
share
look
the.
through the video,
Yes. It is very simple. So go through the video and then
the
you can get
recording,
into
you
that.
can see.
See it, yes.
Okay.
So I
Let me
think
see
those
who
are some of the
else.
few.
Okay, there's a question from Mary. Probably is
To
it
know
said,
more
please
about how
help
to clean
us
the data.
talk
This data,
more on how
more on how
to
to clean.
clean our data.
Okay, so basically, the data we got here, it was already much thing to do about the data cleaning. However, if you want me to guide you through how to clean a data or messy data, I think you can link up to me after this session.
Okay. So get in touch
Then
with
we'll talk about
Mr.
how I can
Nim
help you.
to
Linking
learn
up to
more
me, and I'm
about
going to collect
data
money from you. No,
cleaning.
there are other demand
And
trainings that you would require. Yeah. So
Mr. Nim, are you
that
done?
is it. So once, yes, when you download it to me, I'm just running through some few ones for them. Hello, can you hear me?
Your line is breaking anyway, but you can just go over it.
Hear me, please. Can you hear me?
Yes, please go over with the answer.
Okay, so I'm saying that somebody was asking about how can let me see, please. I've skipped that question. Let me go through. He says that he once downloaded the spreadsheet and it was in zip file. Yes,
Fine.
when you download it, if you download it, it will come to a zip file. But what we are saying is that you don't even need to download it from online and to be able to work with it. Just go through the process by linking it to a spreadsheet and then you work on it. But however, if you download and it is in a zip file, you need to just unzip it and then you can still have access to your spreadsheet and work with it. I believe that it is good for us to keep it online and work so we can share with anybody, so rather than downloading it. But if you feel like downloading it, you can unzip it and then. So please, can we have the recording? Yes, they've said you can have the recordings of it. And the voice was breaking because the internet. Please, can spreadsheet be resent here? Well, we have not shared the spreadsheet yet, but you can have access to it if you want. I think that is basically that. That yes, I think. Please, how do you restrict respondent to only those coming from particular emails and also that? So in the training, I talked about how you can share with emails. And then let me just go back to something and do some quick demonstration. So when I'm sharing or sending this form, I can come to the editor here and then I'll say that restricted. That means only people with access to this open can. So if I've not added you to the group, you cannot fill it even if you get the link. I can also say that anyone with a link. So once you tick anyone with a link, it means anybody who gets access to the link will fill it. Please understand the nature of the form you have created and the activity you are using before you set the restrictions. If it is for general public, open it up. If it is for a limited number of people, restrict it so that it doesn't conflict with other people. I think that is it for that particular one. Yes, yes. So I want to thank everybody for sticking with me throughout this training. I think we have the numbers and you were on it from beginning to the end. Like the said, he said the training will be made available on that platform so you can go and watch it over again. My last words is that we are always in the process of learning, and we don't stop learning so that we can continuously improve in ourselves, our skills, and any activity that we do. It is important that we take advantage of these collaborative tools to enhance our productivity. You don't have to miss important documents. You don't have to miss important deadlines. You don't have to miss important things when you can take advantage of these platforms. Please, there are so many training platforms available to teach you some of these skills. However, we are also available to teach you. You can get back to us, and then we can help you to go through to become better. We all learn together to improve on ourselves so that we can improve the environment in which we are. And remember, we need to be able to get a decent job for ourselves and earn a decent living. Thank you very much for your time. See you in other sessions as well. Goodbye.
Hello, Mr. Anim.
Yes, sir.
We have some questions that were asked on the Q&A.
Okay.
So let's
Okay.
briefly just answer the story. They say the cloud tools you mentioned, they're asking, there's a question from Ebenezer Adams. Is it among the platform, which of them can be used offline? I think you answered it that all can be
of them,
can be used
all of them can be
offline. And
used
then when you
offline.
get internet, it goes.
Internet, it goes through. All of them can be used offline.
Okay.
All of them have desktop
Okay.
application. You can download and save on your desktop and work in it. And when you get internet, it uploads.
Okay. Adam also asks again, how secure are these platforms and what are the risks in using them?
I think I mentioned about the security aspect of it, and that is why I chose this platform. Microsoft, Dropbox, and Google applications have been providing cloud data services to a lot of organizations, big ones, for ages, and they have provided a very strong security platforms that protect this data. You have to work with the data protection policies and ensure that you have also having strong encryption protection systems to protect yourself. Again, you also must look at the access and permission levels when you are using some of these platforms so that you don't just open it up for people to get into it from different places. If I'm collaborating with a team, you must be able to restrict that collaboration to a team. And even within the training, we saw where we can even disable download, where people cannot download. But on the third service provider, they are doing amazing by protecting the records that we have online. However, we also secure these ones with some authentication, second factor authentications, permission assessing and all that. So you can protect yourself using these available tools, whilst the third service provider also provides some level of protection. And I believe, for me, I believe it is very, very secured there. I believe it is very secured. However, you need to also be cautious on how to use this platform and to protect yourself. Yes.
All right.
Please.
Thank you, Mr.
You.
Ning. Thank
Thank
you
you very
to
much.
our participants for how far you've been with us throughout this session. We are grateful. We urge you to attend other sessions that are useful and beneficial to you as you upskill and reskill. Thank you. ADSC
Thank you very much.
2024 is on.